Expedition Overland's Great Pursuit is proudly presented by General Tire. Anywhere is possible. In association with Patriot Campers and P-Core Systems. In part by Stanley. Warn. Icon Vehicle Dynamics. Maxtrax. Garmin. CBI Off-Road Fabrication. Equipped. Aviator Paramotor. The Power of Red Arc. Magpul. It's day 8 of our 10-day adventure. Throughout the past week, Ross, Brian, and I have been waking up before sunrise to fly. Each time it feels just as terrifying and life-giving as the last. And there's something about waking up with a purpose and focus. You could say it enriches the soul. Flight instructor Chris Garrison from Aviator PPG was right when he said that flight does something to you. I guess it does for some of us, but I bet all of us have our thing that just makes life a little more full. I encourage any of you out there watching to find that thing in your life, that thing that makes you come alive. It may not be flight, it may not be overlanding. Maybe you found it, maybe you haven't, but I promise you, it's worth searching for. Overlanding for me has become a baseline of adventure. It's extremely fulfilling and allows you to travel the world and experience it in countless ways. Adding flight this trip has been a challenge, but it's worth it. Experimentation is critical to breaking new ground.
Those are my first and only 2 failed launches I've ever had. They got real hot, and I remember school saying if you had 2 failed attempts, time to take a minute, take a breather. Even though your buddies are in the air, you want to be in the air, you got to make good decisions. If I fail this one, I'm not going to fly today.
The Glamis Sand Dunes are a top destination on a powered paraglider's list. What's cool about this area is that if you look at a map and viewed the Earth without borders, this area is the result and part of the Sonora Desert. This is a geographic region that mostly lies in Mexico, but extends into the US. It's also the perfect ground for some advanced training and skill set building for the new crew and Team 5. The 3 of us step up our flying a little bit, with the added security knowing that the Team 5 guys are right below us. If we go down, we at least know that we have the highest trained medics in the world right there to help us.
That was awesome. Oh my gosh, those dunes are so much fun. Woo, good job, Brian. That was a really good flight. I'm not having so much fun, I'm shaking. You all out there, learn to fly powered paragliders and go fly over the Dune sometime. It's pretty cool.
After our amazing morning flight, we spend the next few hours learning from Team 5. Overlanding and powered paragliding can both present great risks, so it's better to be safe than sorry.
Reach over and crank it.
There you
Give
go.
her some lows. There you go.
That's the love right there.
Even when you think you have it as tight as you need it, there's always going to be a little bit more give.
Watch. See that little pull, just like we did before? If I do it like this, and I put it, this is where the bleed is on the top. I'm tying a knot on there. You're gonna push and click at the same time. Then you just go a little bit below, and you push and you click, and you push and you click, and you push and you click, and you push and you click.
After Team 5 gave us the rundown on their specialty, Kurt pours it on, giving them as many quick tools as possible when it comes to vehicle recovery.
Been having a lot of great classroom, but we're all just cooking. It's hot today, so we're gonna hop in the trucks, get some AC going, and do some driver training. And more than likely a recovery will come up at some point, just due to the nature of where we're going. So we'll hopefully get some hands-on experience with some of the gear.
We may need a second run on it. No, commit. We're committed.
Yeah, Shelly.
We've got the Max Tracks out. This is the first time the Team 5 guys are using their Max Tracks. Kind of getting their bearings. They're running the X3 tire, we're running the ATX. Now the difference is a mud terrain versus an all-terrain. A mud terrain is designed to grab new material and throw it out the back. All terrains don't quite have the lug clearance to do that. There's advantages to both sides, but the mud terrain will really throw sand. So if you're not careful in modulating the throttle correctly, you can quickly dig with a mud terrain, which is what I saw them do ahead of us.
We're letting these guys kind of work through some solutions. So we've spent the morning doing a little training, some different options, talking about some different recovery gear, and now they're hammering it out. They're chatting it through about which option is going to be best to get them up this dune.
What's a safe amount to drop it down to?
18. Yeah, let's.
18,
Yeah, you
20.
can go. Yeah, certainly 20. But look how deep you guys are running in it. Like these are your initial tracks right over here, compared to like the tracks of our Tundra, right? Yeah. So you can stand to be aired down a little bit more. You're sinking in pretty good.
It's one thing to know something in the classroom, but it's a whole different game to apply in the field. In real life, you almost never get stuck the same way twice. No matter how much training we've been through, there's always something we can improve on.
Sand feel hot? It's hot sand. It's the worst.
Oh, what do we got? We got a stuck truck. How stuck? We're gonna call the wheel depth mire, so we're gonna call it 1/2 the weight of the vehicle, roughly. A little grade resistance though, right? He's pointed uphill. We're gonna add a little in for there, so we'll kind of start looking at some numbers here. What else has he got? Can he drive himself? No. Not unassisted, but can he move his tires? So we're gonna discount that. He's gonna be able to help us with that. So what do we think? We think a winch is there. We think a snatch strap. We think we try and bury something for him. We think we just come up to a nice anchor point up here. What are we feeling? So we're gonna do a winch operation.
Okay.
We're gonna call that truck 10,000 pounds for the quick meatball math, right?
Okay.
And we're gonna call the wheel depth mire, so we're gonna call it 50%. So we're like roughly 5,000 pounds. We got a little bit of grade resistance. We're gonna say, add 30% for a grade resistance. So 6,500. So is a 12,000 pound winch, even when paid out, not all the way to the bottom, gonna do the trick? No problem. Yeah, we don't need a snatch block. We don't need to do a redirect.
One key point here is to look out for the shiny tool. Remember that if you have a well-equipped vehicle, there are generally multiple tools and methods to any recovery, and most of them work well together. It's common to see new folks lock in on a certain method, and their tunnel vision prevents them from seeing other obvious solutions.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm shaking.
But you're excited.
I'm so excited.
All
so
right.
excited. Yeah.
So you're just gonna roll down this dune.
We're gonna go straight down the super, super steep dune that I would maybe not even walk down.
Approximately how many degrees do you think it is?
35 degrees.
34.
34, plus or minus. Yeah.
Left, 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 left. Okay, you got it.
We had a great day of training today, but tomorrow will be even bigger. Team 5 is preparing a live-action emergency response drill for us tomorrow. After all, it's one thing to learn about something in a classroom, but an entirely different thing to experience it in the field. We are preparing for a real possibility of a downed pilot that, Lord willing, will never be a reality. Our training for this sort of an event involves multiple skill sets, such as a pilot's ability to get himself out of a bad situation, and for ground teams to be able to mount an efficient rescue. There is so much to learn here. All of this has reinforced the need for training, and that you don't know what you don't know. One won't rise to the occasion, but fall back to their training.
So slow and steady wins the race every time. Speed can definitely kill. It's especially out here. We do everything slow and methodically because it's hot. All the elements, dehydration. You may, as everything looks the same, you're not paying attention and you're going fast. You just step over. Like Rochelle said yesterday, when you go up over a dune, you go to the left or the right. You just don't go up and over. Now you guys are like, I want to go here, I want to go here, and then you just stepped in a hole. Well, you just, because you're going too fast and not going methodically. Now you have more injury. So just go slow and easy. And then as we said, during desert conditions, we hide during the day, we find shade, we move at night, you go easy. And if you're moving at night, you definitely want to go slow.
Yeah. So tonight we're gonna run a full-on scenario. Nobody knows what's going on. Even I don't know totally what's going to go on. All I know is that Team 5 took Ross somewhere. So we are anticipating a call, obviously, but this is for training purposes only. And this is designed to stress the team and find our weaknesses so that we can fix them, so that in the real event of something going wrong, we can operate better, more smoothly, communicate, all that. So we're just all anxiously awaiting an enraged text message. And the scenario for us is, at least right now, is that we're in the backcountry far enough that there is no cell service. And we have Ross in the air that's a pilot that's been flying. And that's all we know. So stay tuned, because I'm about to find out, just like you are. Let's go.
Hey, this is Ross. I just had an accident. I just fell out here in the desert. I landed on my back. I'm having some lower back issues, and my neck hurts. My right arm hurts a lot, and my left thigh is also not pointing the right direction anymore.
Oh, ouch. Okay, well, you take notes on the condition of him. We will be there as soon as we can. I'm standing by for a GPS coordinate via the inReach. In the event you're not able to, please, if you can and are able to, prepare to be able to read one over the radio, but we'll stand by for your GPS coordinate. 6:15, so let's go ahead and record that. Let's start getting ready to move and go find him.
116.575-803.
Sam, so let me know you're up and you've made the turn, you're back around heading our direction.
As the mission was formed, we set up the team with roles on this rescue. I have the most medical training, so I will do the medical assessment. Kurt will handle the communications and the rest of the team with his strong communication and coordinator skills. Rochelle will assist me as a secondary medical person due to her training, and Ashley will set up the trucks for transport and establish the easiest and safest route to the trucks with the patient.
He said something was wrong with his leg. That could be a good place for a tourniquet, or we might also need to set it if it's a femur fracture.
Yeah, he's going to be dead ahead here somewhere, guys, so everybody keep your eyes out. Shell, your only job is worry about the road.
Okay.
Hello, I can kind of hear something.
Okay, everybody, we're right on top of them. We're gonna shut it down right here and head out on foot. Let's grab the medic bags. Everybody snap into what you were assigned to do, so Brian, start looking for an LZ. Coming. He's over here. Let everybody know we found him.
There you are.
Clay, during your assessment, what's the first thing you're looking for?
Scene safety.
You are, yes.
Second thing.
It's
airway.
So after that,
In here. Bleeding.
okay, how are you going to do that?
It's a little,
Even though this is a mock drill, the adrenaline and the heat of the moment is catching up to me. It's clear how rusty I have become. Eric is doing a great job as an instructor to calm me down so I can mentally tap back into all the training I've gone through in the past 2 days, and in addition to my extended training as a wilderness first responder.
It's all teamwork. There you go, turn it, exactly. Roll it that way. And then work your way all the way back up to the top.
When performing scenarios, make sure everyone gets into their best acting roles. It's the only way to trick the mind as much as possible to work through the actual stress involved with these situations.
Okay, Ross, I'm gonna move your leg.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cause you pain.
okay. You're not gonna love this, buddy, but be strong.
You got this.
Be strong, be strong.
Kurt, the helicopter's landing right now. I'm going to
Okay.
go put it over the air.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna slot this in.
Right now it's landing.
We're gonna slot this to here.
Okay, so I'm gonna telescope it down from here.
Exactly.
Okay, coming down.
Bring it right in.
Okay,
Nice
coming
job,
down,
Russ.
coming
You're
down.
Okay, I haven't pulled much traction yet, so here we
Okay.
go.
All
On
right.
3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Take it till it's tight, all the way.
Okay.
Now there's that top lever.
You betcha. What do we
Hammer throws a couple curveballs by canceling our imaginary helicopter due to an imaginary mechanical issue and forcing us to transport by vehicle.
1, 2, 3.
You're looking great.
Okay. So the sand's gonna harden up a little bit, and then we've got a drop here.
Now think about the drop here. What is he on?
We're gonna
He's on a sled. So can you put him down and have two people go down and start to let him slide?
You bet.
Good. Keep on coming. Looking good. Looking good. All right, we're gonna stop right there.
Remember, lift with your legs, not with your back.
Okay. Going left.
We're coming to the vehicle. So if you let Brian know that we're 1 minute out for patient.
To the head. There you go. Rotate.
Counterclockwise.
Stretch.
Clay's got the door.
Stretch. You're gonna move out of the way.
Okay, Clay, you ready?
Hold up right there.
Watching that door, guys.
Now, stretch, step out, close the door, go down the window.
You got your clear.
Yeah. But now he can still help you. With that close. Now you know where your limitations
All
are.
you're gonna do is hold on and hold the door so it doesn't close on the way.
Just remember, nice and easy, go slow. His feet are on the driver's side. He's in the back seat again. Copy with his feet on the driver's side.
Okay, scenario's over.
Good job,
Good,
Ross.
guys.
Woo!
All right,
Still
we're
with us?
done.
Is anyone got a newbie now?
Yeah. Okay, see you later.
Good night. Let's all go sit around the camp and talk about it.
It's exhausting, and people go, all you did was teach, and it's like, it's exhausting. Everything's exhausting, right?
But this is a scenario. What if he was half a mile back in those dunes?
Good acting.
That was
amazing acting.
Don't skip over the debrief either. This goes for any trip, mission, or training. Keep your egos in check and listen to their critiques. Forging each other is how you improve. If you have a crew that doesn't like doing that, then it's time to rethink your team. Our final day sees us doing our first cross-country flight as a team. The mission is to take off from camp and land at the Salton Sea for lunch. It's a 70-mile cross-country. Pilots will be flying at 3,500 feet above ground level and will attempt to reach the destination in a single flight. This is a big deal. We have never taken off from one location and landed at a distant, unknown location till today. Saying that I have some butterflies is an understatement. The team will have to find a way on the ground to keep up with the pilots. It's a challenge due to the fact that the wings can fly in a straight line over the dunes. It's going to ultimately become a chase scenario.
So this is the first time we are chasing the paramotors. Clay, Brian, and Ross took off like probably 30 minutes before the trucks left to a location, and we are meeting them there. So this is a test to see how everything's working. We're checking in with the flight crew every 10 minutes, and we can hear their communications on the radio.
I gotta say, breakfast certainly tastes better over 3,000 feet.
Said breakfast doesn't taste better than at 3,000 feet because they're flying at 3,000 feet right now.
I would agree with that.
When are you hopping up in one of these PPGs, Kurt?
To be determined. It looks like a lot of fun. I think it's something I would enjoy doing. My apprehension is I have a lot of hobbies, so I got a lot of stuff going on in life with other hobbies, and not that I wouldn't find time or make time to enjoy this one, but pretty got a lot going on, and I don't know that I'm ready to dive into a whole new sport. And this is one that takes a lot of practice. I think you got to spend a lot of time doing it. It's not something that you just learn to do once and you pick it up again in a year or two. I'd equate it more like scuba diving or flying some other. You got to stay on your game, stay practiced up, and work at it.
An hour and 20 minutes into the flight, fuel levels are hitting reserve status, which forces us to look for a landing location before our targeted landing zone. We will need to sit down and refuel. Ross finds a local field that looks clear to land in and that the trucks can meet us at.
That's a little intimidating.
Yeah.
Coming in for the first time.
In a weird spot. Yeah, that we've never seen.
Yeah, and there's a lot of wires everywhere. Towers and all the things unknown.
We provide a quick update to the team on our location, and in 20 minutes we're refueled and ready to get back in the air. But not without a gut check first.
What's that? You watch that? You good on it?
I'm good on it. How are you feeling?
I'm not good on it.
No? Let's move then. I'm feeling way better about this location. A few more sagebrush to dodge, but I'll take that over power lines any day.
I'm feeling accomplished. Yeah, that is an accomplishment.
The progression level is just
Yeah, it's like not letting off. One thing after another. I like it.
Thanks, Ross. Hey, I think we have a place to park right here. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, man. Hey.
Big hug. Thank you, Mr. Chief.
We find ourselves at the Ski Inn Bar, a last relic of the Salton Sea's golden era. Its claim to fame are that it's the lowest bar in the Western Hemisphere, and the late Anthony Bourdain once had a patty melt sandwich here. It's certainly a place that overlanders the world over should visit to help this bar live on. With a burger on board, it's now time to split ways with the Team 5 guys as we head to the mountains to escape the desert heat. And good luck to you, Team 5, on your future missions and adventures. We have arrived at our final camp spot in California to reflect on the trip and the friendships we've made.
This trip had an interesting dynamic, and that was over half of the team members had never been on a trip with XO before. So first time for them to come hang out with the team and be part of the team and kind of see what those roles meant as they had to pack up and put tents away and meals, camera stuff, all the many dynamics that make up what we do on a day-to-day basis. It was neat to see them all jump into those roles and really owned it, even from the get-go.
When we started this trip, I didn't know what my role would be. I didn't know what value I could bring to the team, and I was hoping to learn a lot and make some friends. Now at the tail end of the trip, we have confidently made friends that are gonna last a lifetime, and I have learned so much.
Team dynamics are amazing. Like I just feel incredibly blessed to be on such an amazing team and to have great friends
everyone,
that'll be lifelong friends for sure. Had an amazing time, so turned out to be a great trip. I really had no clue what was going to happen.
Ross had no clue what he was getting into. We talked to him at school and said, hey, do you want to go to this thing?
You want to go to Mexico?
I could do that.
Okay, let's go.
I couldn't thank him enough for how hard he worked on getting our flight systems together and teaching us all along the way.
Takeaways I got from this trip mostly was that you can take a group of people that have the same mindset and over a few days can really become a tight team.
To be able to have an amazing group of people that just gel so well, we laughed a ton, and it felt really easy to me.
I think this trip really helped to remind me that action leads to confidence and empowerment. So if you feel afraid or you feel like you don't know what to do in a situation, take an action or learn something new, and that'll help you feel empowered and feel like you can handle whatever comes to you.
So where are we going? We're going to ship the truck somewhere? We're just going to drive north, drive south, east, west. We good? Let's go. Right up the keys. Let's go.
For us here at Expedition Overland, we have more to do. We have more to achieve. We have more chances to take. More failures to work through. What we do know is that the mission ahead is not going to be easy. But with the team up to speed, we are ready to start working on this year's bigger objective. The north to south crossing of the US from Canada back to Mexico. Easy, right? Well, the unknown, it's just part of the great pursuit. For better or for worse. Join us next time on The Great Pursuit. Help us fuel the adventure by checking out xoverland.com and picking up some merchandise.